A little after 8 o'clock. Welcome to Ben's Brick Design. I am Ben of Ben's Brick Design. I got a little late start, so I apologize for not getting in right away. I'm here by myself. Bet's at work, so I'm in charge of feeding the dogs, did some grocery shopping, had to force some food down my gullet, and then get here in time to start this. So I hope you're all having a very good evening. Things are going well here for everybody. And I got a little late start, so I apologize for not going to do that. Got some music, got some beers, got some Lego designing to do, some TIE Fighters. So I'll make sure that this starts up okay. Well, here first. Yep. Okay. So good to see all of you. Hope everybody's having a good night. Yeah, so let's just jump right in. I am in the middle of, I'm going to go over to the scene here. I'm in the middle of looking up the ties that I'm working on tonight. So on the thumbnail, we had 4 TIE Fighters. We had the experimental MK4, the Scimitar, the Oppressor, and then I can't remember what the other one was. So I was looking up the tie line just to see if it'd show if I could get my memory sparked here. Sent the Boarding Craft, the Scout, the Defender, Prototype, Lander, Heavy. I've done all those. Yeah, some of these are not. So my guess is there's going to be different Legends ones. I think I like that one the most. Anyway, so I'm going to be working in studio tonight, and I also wanted to download my TIE Fighter, but I don't think I've got it uploaded, which is weird, because I'm going to use the basis for that. There is no TIE Fighter Microfighter in terms of official Lego releases, which I thought was kind of funny, considering it's one of the, I would say one of the top 3 most iconic sets, or one of the most iconic ships in Star Wars. And I don't know that I've actually got it. TIE Fighter Inferno Squadron. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to download this and then open it up here. So I am home by myself, so I may have to go deal with dogs. I just realized also that I haven't put Kaylee in her crate. So I may have to do that. So here's the TIE Fighter that I've got. I also just realized I got a message from Glenn that one of the guys from Lego Masters is doing a stream right now, so I'm not going to have any viewers in here tonight, so I don't really care. My dad just popped in on Facebook. Hi, Dad. How's it going? So this is the TIE Fighter model that I've done. Again, Lego doesn't have their own TIE Fighter. It's not the greatest. I was kind of doing this a little early on in the in my designing phases, and I was a little ambitious with these wings. I probably could have just put some smaller wedges on the inside and on the outside and kind of called it a day, but I don't know. I also don't like the flick missiles right here, and so a host of other things. So we're just going to have to go with that. I'm going to see if I can link to some stuff while I'm talking. Also, while I'm talking, these are the 2 beers I've got tonight. Let's see if we can get back to the camera. So this is out of Fort Collins, Colorado, New Belgium. They do Fat Tire, and I think I've had this one, and I'm not sure, but I remember it being really nice. So I picked one up. We can get these at HEB for pretty cheap. So sometimes it's $1.65 depending on the beer. And also, Best made pickle beer, sour pickle beer. I'm gonna do this one first. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do this one first because this one's still cold. This one hasn't had a chance to sit in the in the fridge yet. So, so anyway, those are the beers we're having. And yeah, so I'm going to, yeah, so while you're looking at, I'm going to go back to the, so this is the actual TIE Fighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take the wings off of this and just do some variants on the wings. You can see that this actually would be a good one to do the TIE prototype. I don't know what this giant cone on the front of it is, but that's kind of weird, which means I can't do that little dish. I have to do something else. The scimitar is pretty cool looking. I might do that one. This is a design that you can see at Fractal Sponge's site. It's pretty cool. I can, you know, put the dude right up here and have the nice little greebling. I don't know what kind of ship this is, but I think it's like a heavy bomber. It's an assault bomber of some kind. So that's pretty cool. I might actually work on that one. Which means I don't need the TIE Fighter because this is a brand new kind of design. I could start from scratch. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just start from scratch? Again, I'm going to need to do a TIE pilot. So let's start with torso and Star Wars torso, because I think we can do, there's no TIE pilot, but you can get a stormtrooper. Hey, Allie. I'm going to go put, nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to go put Katie in her crate. Katie in her crate. I'll be right back. Hey, baby. Kaylee, let's go to your crate. Come on. Go ahead. All right, sorry about that. There's one person in here. So, yeah, we're going to start with our pilot. Let's see if we can do Stormtrooper, because this is going to be as close as we're going to get to a TIE pilot. Episode 7. And I guess it doesn't matter. So, TIE pilots are all black. Hide the unavailable colors. This isn't canon because obviously that's a first order, I guess. Alright, since no one's watching, I'm going to put this in a couple places. I guess that's all the other places I need to do it. Oh. Sorry, this is super engaging. Just trying to get some people to come in. All right. that in there. That's perfectly black. I don't really. There's actually, this is the weirdest thing. There's no like official pilot anything, but you can get the helmet. Right. Leg. Right. I realized I opened this, I haven't drank it. You can smell it before you taste it. It's so good. I mean, if you like, so here's the thing. If you like drinking pickle juice, you're going to love the beer. Because it's like drinking pickle juice. What's up, James? James is currently spearheading our logbook program, and he is a wonderful human being for doing that. Organizational stuff seems to be your strong point, dear sir. Oh, that reminds me, I have to get the list together for the meeting. The next meeting in March, which I will be attending this time, and I also have to get some seed parts ready to go. Some stuff left over from the capital build I have a lot of, so I'm going to bring to the next meeting and say, here's some seed parts. So I need to tell Lasso and Will not to bring anything. All right, so we got our pilot. Let's group him together. Now, so I'm going to sit him probably, I mean, this is a great bit of greebling and whatnot. So I may sit him up front here. But it's also got this weird kind of wedge shape, and I'm not really sure how wide. I might be able to get away with doing a droid body up here. So the droid body might actually work pretty well, but I don't think they come in gray. Steven and Lisa took the list. Oh, so it wasn't Lasso that did it? Either way is good. I know somebody did. I mean, I can print up a new one based off the spreadsheet that I got, so it's not like it's a big deal. Hi, Debbie Shep. So this time we're designing Microfighter TIE Scimitar assault bomber, and we're drinking pickle beer, best made pickle beer. This is done out of the Martin House Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas. So I'm very excited because I got a whole six-pack of this stuff. They had it in our local tap room down the street, and I couldn't really find it anywhere else. So it was very cool to get one. And then later we're going to do a nitro cold brew if I get through this. So I forget what that's called. It's not a robot body, is it? 2x2 round. This thing. See, that looks great, right? Looks kind of perfect. It doesn't have the same striping, but it's got the same kind of effect, and that way I can kind of broaden it to like a 2x put some wedges on some brackets on the side so it kind of goes around him. But he does have to sit, so let's put him on. Let's just put a 2x6 plate in here, because this is a long ship. Allie, what's your matter? Lay down, baby. So we're going to do this probably. Give that some room to kind of... All right, James, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. No, Deputy Shep, I can't imagine you are old enough. But that's why the channel is not made for kids. That's why I've said it as not kid-friendly. But it is Lego, so it's everyone-friendly. There's no bracket. Okay, so there's an old bracket. That you can put these on, but that just looks terrible. So I need something else. Need something for that to connect to. That's nice and flush. Or I could do, and I haven't done this. Oh no, what did I just do? There he is, okay. What I could do is do a solid brick built one. So I could do a 1x2 by, get this guy, oh come on. For him to sit on, for him to poop on, for him to sit on. Right, and then, or actually, something like this. So let's do, let's get a little bracket in there, so we'll do a 2x2 round plate, not palt, my typing. Oh, you're over 13, okay, cheers, thanks. Yeah, sometimes I don't know how old the people are that visit, so I apologize. This is going to be dark bluish gray, or maybe just black. Let's just make it black. I realize this is the cockpit and it's going to be, you know, I wonder if they make dishes. Dish pattern. They do. Look at that. Oh, what colors does that come in? So before I make this choice, this is my go-tos. We go to Bricklink. And that is part number... Gonna open it in Safari? Yeah, don't like that. Don't open it again, my friend. I said quit. Okay, dish 2x2 inverted with cockpit. Let's see if I can remember that. On in. Dish 2x2 inverted cockpit. What color is this technically? Oh, inverted. I guess clear, but I mean, trans clear. All right, fair enough. So we'll do trans clear. Okay, so that's cool. We could put this on with like a half pin, but at this point we won't even need this anymore. Good. Let me get rid of these other tabs. What's up, Josh? Thanks for coming on, man. Don't want that one. Yeah, I'll do that one later. So this has these funky grilled like cockpit window things on it. And I don't know how I'm gonna. Oh. What do you need, baby? Lay down. Oh, you're laying down. So this may look weird, but I'll need a. Does that have a hole? Does it have a? So I don't want this. This is going to be a little bit of a. Come on, man. I could probably put a 3L bar. What's good, Josh? All right, looks pretty good. And I can do 2 of these in gray. What's up, Gareth? And then 1 in black. I think that's too long. We'll see. It's too long, it's too long. Wish there was a better way to get kind of this look, but now we'll figure it out. So now I can do this back here. One by one brick, studs adjacent. I just ordered a bunch of these, so we'll see how this plays out. Actually, it doesn't even need to be studs adjacent. It just needs to be slightly. Yeah, we can probably just get away with doing this. Keep those out here though, because these are useful. Actually, let's do. I just realized this might be a little weak. This is not going to be very stable if I do it like this. I'm trying to think of any other brackets that I can use. I'm trying to think of if I can type. Sorry if you sit. Oh no! Congratulations! Hit 300. YouTube, Mixer, Twitch. Either way, congratulations. That's really rad. I don't think I will ever hit that. I think I'm gonna have to do like a $300 set giveaway or something to be able to pull that off. Yeah, I think I may have to do that. My only thing is I want to be able to keep that. And I don't know of any other. This might work. So that's not, it doesn't go in far enough. Because it's got that ring on it. Oh, you know what? 2x2 round tile. They make these. Problem solved. Good, because these are all expensive parts. Do not want expensive parts. Now we can do a 3L axle. Got it right the first time. Axle 3? How do they? Let's do 3. These are usually black. Oh no, black's more expensive. Check that out. 2 cents. Right on, right on. We do a 1x2 mod. Axle. Oh. To brick mod. Bob's your uncle. Then I need an we definitely won't need these. We might need these. Keep that. Probably not going to need that. But now I can do 2x6 plates. So now I'm going to try to recreate the wedge shape. So let's get some wedges. This is probably going to start being too big. Yeah, maybe. The problem is they don't make one that's like, I don't know what the underside really looks like. It's kind of similar. So there's not, I don't know of a good way to make like a hexagonal cone other than having like a bunch of these kind of next to each other without it being huge, and these are going to be huge. Like that. Three by 2 slope. These are expensive, by the way. Oh no, I guess they're not in gray. We just have to figure out how to attach those. So let's start with a 1x2 brick stud. So is everybody caught up on Lego Masters? I am not watching it. I realize everybody else in the free world is. That's not gonna work. Mm-hmm. It's a little big on the bottom there. Didn't quite line up. Aha. Well, I'll have to sit up a little higher then, won't he? Go back a little bit, maybe. Just finished it. What'd you think? Was it good? Is it good TV viewing? How far back does that go? Let's do another. I don't want to do another 6, but I think. I wish it was a little more flush. It's like it's just off a little bit. So I may have to work on this a little. Try to get that. I mean, I like the idea, but it's not working really well. And I know I've seen models like this where it makes this shape and it's just really pretty. It's also really small, so it's hard to get a good shape from that size because we're limited by size of these wedges. There's drama, but I'll take anything Lego over other reality TV any day. You just need to be on it. Vanessa Ma'am 91. Vanessa Ma'am. Vanessa Mammy? Vanessa Mammy 91. Hello. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Building or designing some Lego and drinking some beer. Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, Josh, I wish I was on it too, and at the same time, I'm glad I'm not. I have a friend at work who was on a reality show, and she said it was really not a great thing. And it was kind of stressful, and they were just, and it's TV, so you got to make drama where, there isn't any. Maybe I can get away with doing that. I think it would have been an experience to be on it for sure. God, these pieces are cool. I haven't used these at all. Oh, but they don't come in that color. Never mind. I think it would be cool, but I just don't know that I'm not really the person that they wanted, so. I wonder. Yeah, that's what I thought. It wants to sit on that one hole in there, but there aren't two. It wants to sit on that. Vanessa Mammy 91, what brings you by? Coming in off the mixer. Excuse me. Swallowed wrong. Should be building and not talking. I may have to do brackets on this one. Or are there inverted wedges? There are. Could do bracket. It's the new brackets. These yokels, but the problem is they stick out. So I have to right here, like a so. I have two bars, two plate. So there's two YouTubers that I follow that are on that. There's Iceberg Bricks is on it, and then Boone from Beyond the Brick is on it. So I guess that's cool. I feel bad because I'm not trying to be bitter about it. It's just kind of, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and that's all there is to it. I'm not negating anybody else's skill or desire to be on the show or anything like that. Just, Oh, come on. Really? Oh, it's because... Yeah, that would have been great. Studs are in the way. Trying too hard to make this stupid shape. That doesn't help. Well, Shostakovich. Alright, so if we get rid of that, we'll get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all that. And we do maybe this. Let's go real simple again. Oh, wait. No! Don't delete the figure. See, that doesn't even line up really well either. right? It just kind of comes down there and doesn't. Although it kind of looks like it does that anyway. Huh, maybe that's all right. What's up, Lisa Seligman Brazel? Is your official name Seligman Brazel, or is that just your Facebook name? Oh, you know what? Also, happy almost Valentine's Day to everybody. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. That might be a winner. And I think, can't tell from this angle. No, I won't be able to get anything else in there. Maybe later down the line, I can put something on that and then repeat this. Hold it in place twice. So let's see how that looks. I mean, it lines up. It's not perfect. Oh, we are. God, I hope I'm on the scene. Yes. So I'm doing. I'm designing a ship. Well, it's already a ship, but I'm just making a Lego Microfighter version of it. It is called a TIE Scimitar. I was thinking of doing a bunch of these tonight, but this one's proving to be a little more rough than I wanted. So we're just going to do the TIE Scimitar. And we're drinking pickle beer. It is best made, brewed and canned by Martin House Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Martin House, pickle beer. It's pretty tasty. So, oh, don't snub your nose at it yet. It's very yummy. See if I do 1x2 plate. I will go on record saying that Beth does not like it either. Actually, she does not like it, but it's one of those drinks that you really can't have more than like a little. So everyone, last time I was at our tap house down the road, I got one, well, not the last time, but the last time they had it, I got a pint and offered a sip to everybody who wanted some. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I want to take a sip." And then they tasted it and they're like, "Ew." I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much." All right, so how's that gonna work? Oh, you know what I could do? I wonder. 4x2 slope. Do they make these in gray? They do, and they're only 40 cents. Yeesh. Do they make them inverted? They do not. Okay, well, pretty much cinches that. Could I just move it back? No, I gotta hold on to that. Sour pickle beer tastes like you're drinking pickle juice out of a pickle jar. If you like drinking pickle juice out of a jar, that's what this tastes like. And it's 5.5 ABV, so it's not crazy boozy or anything like that. It just tastes like drinking pickle juice, which I like. So it's very good. So it's technically a sour beer. So if you like sour beers and you like the jar of pickle juice, this was 10. A 6-pack of it is 10, and I think if you can get a single of it, it's probably $1.99. So not crazy expensive, but not $7.99 6-pack of Shiner. It's also definitely not the $20, Guinness bourbon barrel aged whatever. There was one the other day. It was $20, and I can't remember what it was, and it was a 4-pack, and I was like, I don't know if I can swing that. I don't know if I can, not swing, but I don't know if I can justify that. So it was. I mean, it's, they can get up there. Like the East Cider sour, yeah, the East Ciders are pretty good. I think my favorite East Cider is the Blood Orange. That's a pretty good one. I think they had a watermelon recently that was pretty good. So my phase of beer drinking was not drinking beer. Like I hit my 20s and it was all booze. It was all liquor, right? It's because now you're 21, so now I'm like, well, now I want bourbon, and I want tequila, and I want rum, and I want Jägermeister. You just go all in. Because I wasn't ever a beer drinker. My dad wasn't really a beer drinker, and my mom wasn't really a beer drinker. So I grew up in an area in Denver that it was one of the first microbrew areas, or one of the first places to start doing microbrewery things. And it wasn't called craft beer. They were microbrews. They were restaurants that had giant tanks that they were making their own beer. Fat Tire comes from that area. In fact, that's what I think New Belgium is. Fat Tire. That's from Fort Collins, Colorado, and then there was like places in downtown that were doing their own, so not even distributed, but like their own. I think Wazoo's was one of them. The guy who ran for president, Higginlooper, he was mayor and then governor or vice versa, but he started his own microbrew company too. While I think before he was mayor, he was a microbrewer kind of thing. And of course, Coors is from there and that kind of stuff. So I never grew up drinking beer a lot, but then I started kind of tasting it as it became microbrew stuff, and then didn't really get back into it until maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe a little longer, right as it kind of blew up in Austin. And in Austin, we're at like brewery saturation levels right now, where there's just, you could throw a stick and hit a brewery. And not that that's bad, but you kind of get used to, okay, well, let's see what their offering of this is. Let's see what their offering of this is. So I've gone through phases of, I just want something light. And then everything was Guinness. Like I would drink nothing but Guinness. And then it was Guinness and other Irish beers. So it was Irish Reds, and it was other Reds. And then finally, when I moved here, or when they started doing craft beer stuff here, it was I really didn't know what I wanted. I was trying triples, and I was trying a lot of dark lagers and ambers. And then like a couple of years ago, they started doing Russian Imperial or Russian bourbon barrel, just bourbon barrel aged stuff. Doesn't have to be Russian Imperials. A lot of stouts, but they were extra boozy because they've been soaking in bourbon barrels. And they were like, between 9 and 12 ABV, and you have one of them, and that's kind of it for you for the evening. And then I kind of toned off those a little bit, but before that, there was a time when I was doing sours, so we'd go to like Blue Owl and do all their sours, Blue Owl and Oscar Blues and stuff, and the sours really hurt my stomach. After a while, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore to myself. Because I was, and beer in general, the older I'm getting, it's just like, I can't, do a bunch of beer and then just go right home and go to bed, because I'll just be like, no, I can't handle this. It's too much. But, it is what it is. So I think I'm going to try to do a little trick with this. There's going to be a gap there, and I'm kind of upset about that. I don't know how I'm going to fix that, though. I'm going to spend my whole evening working on this stupid thing and then not actually get it done. Here I was thinking I was going to do 4 of them tonight. Come on, get in there. Come on, there we go. No, come on. Oh. Yeah, it needs to be... So Lisa, if you're still there, this one may not be as gross. It is a nitro cold brew cream ale. This is probably going to be a little better for me on my stomach. Yeah, James says cut out alcohol ton of after the age of 22 or so. All that drinking before legal age turned me off. I was never a drinker before 21. I'd had, you know, a handful of like wine coolers and stuff because that's what we could do in the 80s. It was wine coolers. But like my parents never let me drink, and I didn't have a fake ID, and I didn't have a lot of friends who had fake IDs or older friends who would go get us beer, that kind of stuff. So I was really kind of like, when I got into college a little bit, I would go to people's houses and they would have beers or shots or stuff like that. But I never really did it until I was 21, and then I got kind of messed up a couple times. Oh, and that splashed back right in my face. So then under here you can see it's got, when we get to the long part under here, it'll have these, what look like Tempest fire, or what is that called? Hail fire missile compartments. It looks pretty nasty. That's a better look at it. So I think right about here I'll stop this stuff. And then I can kind of let him sit right about in here. So it really doesn't matter if that's got a little gap. Oh, you know what I could do? That's fine. I don't need to worry about that. Put that there. Oh, no, that's probably fine. What does that look like up there? Does it need greebling? Maybe. So let's do some... Oh, you know what's a pretty good greebling? So I met Beth, who isn't into beers at all. She doesn't like beers. And, but she likes sours. We'll occasionally, when we go to Barks for Beers and it goes by Oscar Blues or Blue Owl, she'll get a sour. That was, you know, that's kind of nice. One down. What is that tile? It's got a, is it a stud? It's a square tile, but it has a stud. Oh, maybe it's a plate. There it is. And then I like the claw. Where's the Wolverine claw? No, not that one. This one. Not as cool looking as I thought. It's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. And then under here we can do 1x2 hinge. I'm running out of these. I'm going to have to buy some more. I'm using more for greebling than I do anything else now. Except, that's pretty smooth down there. Let's just do a boat bottom. Maybe it's inverted. Okay. All right, well, it's about time to save. So I'm excited because I ordered my Razor Crest parts, my Microfighter Razor Crest parts. And some of them should be getting here tomorrow. Some may not be till next week. One of them I don't think is shipped yet. But I'm excited because it's the, you know, it's a cool little set that I want to build. So I'm excited. Let's do brackets. Welcome back, Deppy. And thank you. Yeah, it's taken a little while to get to this point, but I'm kind of excited about it. Ugh, that's gross. Well, maybe it'll be okay. I don't really know what's on the side there. Let's do smaller brackets. I just kind of want to have him not sitting with no things on the sides there. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. There's been times when I've gone a whole show where nobody comes on, so anytime anybody's here, that's golden. I appreciate that. Very much so. So I think what'll happen is, it needs to be centered better, is I will stick these right under him, and it looks like there's a little like sensory block there. And they go along the whole underside here, so there's not going to be much behind him, and I don't know how these wings are really attached. It's a pretty good look at it right here. So like right next to him, so the wings are going to come off right here, and then we'll have a little bit left to do the thrusters, and I don't know what the thrusters look like. Is there anybody? Oh, there's these flat kind of things in the back. I'm really, really glad that Fractal Sponge has done a lot of these models, because it kind of allows me to, you know, take a look at it and get some ideas, and not everybody's done that. There's one from a mod site, ModDB. So yeah, it looks like it's got these weird little flat thrusters in the back. That's kind of interesting. All right, so now the nitro. Oh, nitro! I should. Yeah, thought that's what's gonna happen. Don't do it near the computers. All right, nitro cream ale, everybody. I'll go back for a napkin. It's not as tasty as I want it to be. It's very coffee-ish. I thought it would be a little heavier. It's pretty good. That just tastes like coffee. Interesting. Hold that thought. Let me grab a napkin. Still here. Still talking. All right. Back at it. Yeah, I realized this as soon as I started opening it. I'm like, well, that's a nitro. That's going to kind of pop on me. So we're going to do the moorings of the wings kind of like right behind him. And then, I mean, this might as well be a really a longer plate, but I don't know if I want to do that. Oops. Such a good view right there. So the underside is going to be those hailfire missile tubes, and they come in at an angle. So I want to do, I don't even know what these are called. Pin, bar. They've got a bar, a very little bar in them, but they also have a pin holder, and it's not a clip. I just don't know what they're called. But I think I could use them. Oh, this music is no bueno. Sorry, I'm not in the mood for major metal. Let's see. How about some interesting music from an anime? That's what we got going on here. Anime soundtrack. Sometimes this is a part that's frustrating me. I don't know the name or the style of like every single part, so sometimes I have to sit here and go, what is that part called? Back in my day, everything was a plate or a brick. Not like you whippersnappers with your clips and your hips and your fins. So it's the, if anybody's actually watching, it's usually something that you can make mech fingers out of. Like you can have a claw, right? A claw with a little bar coming out, clipped onto a bar, and then that little pin hooks onto this, and that's your finger. And it's got a little hole in the end of it, so it's those. Or you can do that same thing and put little teeth or claw barbs in them, and you've got clawed hands. I just don't know what that middle knuckle finger piece is called. I could probably look up a set that had it and spend some time doing that. And then going through a bunch of sets going, nope, apparently that doesn't have it. Alright, well, let's see. I hate to do this, but let's look at... It's not on a recent set that I've done. I'm trying to think if it was on anything that I've looked at recently. It doesn't really look like a wrench. Here, let me see if I can get one. I'm going to put on my claws and barbs and stuff. All right, so I don't have it sorted because I only have a few of these, but it's like this, but instead of a clip, it has a little bar going across it, but it's got this same little hole in the back. So I don't know what this is called. I mean, I can look up clip and I can find this, but if I look up just bar or pinhole, I just did and I can't. Great, Deppy. I'm glad you invited some friends. That's great. Thank you. Appreciate the viewership. So, yeah, pinhole. That's not going to find it. Yeah, but they use it in a lot of mech sets as fingers, but like this, but not like this one, but like the other one, because it'll clip into hinges, so you can make a bendable finger with this. So this clips into a claw that holds onto another bar, and this clips onto that other one, and then you've got a bendable finger. And for the life of me, so maybe if I look up clip, although these wouldn't work too bad as the bombing bits, if they actually exist in here. Bar holder. So maybe if I find bar holder, this one, it's just called a bar holder. This is the piece I was thinking of. Right here. Everybody see that? Everybody see that stupid thing? It took me 5 minutes to find. Here's the downside of it. I don't know that this will work for what I want. The only reason I thought it might work better than the other one is because I want it at an angle. I want it like about like that. And I don't know which one will be better if it's underneath something. Because whatever it is, I think you have to do just a bunch of different, like... Yeah, I think I have like 2 of these too. I don't think I have that many of these. I got a ton of these guys with the clips on it, but I don't have anything. I think the one you're thinking of is like it's called mechanical arm, and it has like a really squared pin holder, but then the arm angles and it's got a clip there. I've got a bunch of those too, in brown for some reason. So let's do 1x2 mod plates. I think we could do... I don't know how many of these we can do together. If we did 3... that might give it the idea, right? I'd want them closer together than that, though. And these would be good if you could get... Yeah, I'm down with this. That's good. One of these days, they're going to make a plate with studs on both sides. They're going to do it. I don't know how, and I don't know why they would do it, but they're going to do it. You're going to have one plate depth with studs on both sides. One of these days. There's going to be no reason for it other than small A-fold builders of the world will want it. Yeah, this is pretty bad. It's not. It's a little much for me. I like chiptune stuff, but this might be better. A little bit like Tron sounding. So the only way I know to make clip again. This is such a cheat, but I don't know how else to do it. Oh, Glenn's back, everybody. Hey, how was that other stream, Glenn? Was it everything you wanted it to be? I'm just kidding. I don't care. I realized probably everybody and their brother was watching that. Ah. Oh, that looks terrible. Two of the rounded 1x2 plates with some tube between them will work as well if it doesn't hold a lot of weight. No, it's not going to hold a lot of weight. It's going to hold these things. So I'd have to cut some tube. 1x2 rounded. Oops. One of these guys with a little tube in between them. Oh, we got new people. Rick Trooper popped in over on the YouTubes. How's it going? NC Bricks. Hi, NC Bricks. Hi, Brick Trooper. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for all the invites, Deppy. Appreciate that. Glenn, you said I was more even. Evidently, I'm famous. Are you? Are you famous? That's fantastic. Navy Princess is now following. Thanks, Navy Princess. I appreciate that. Appreciate the follow. For you new people, this is what we're doing. I'm doing a TIE Scimitar Microfighter. So this is a TIE Scimitar, and I'm doing a Microfighter version of it. We've got our front part of the fuselage kind of done already, and now we're working on the underside bombing area. I think the underside could probably be a little wider, which means I could probably go back to those plates. This is a little too skinny. I think I'm going to spread those out by one plate each. I just don't like how low that looks. And I also don't know that I can get away with doing... there's got to be a better way to do that. Maybe a ladder? What's the shortest ladder there is? Because then I could just do those bar holders again. Glenn is sending me stuff. Ukulele Kid. Hi, Ukulele Kid. Thanks for coming by on the YouTube. I think I might try to do just this. And then give it one round plates. Make those white. Why you no stick? Oh, they're too close. They won't fit. I wanted them to be closer than that. But maybe that'll work. I don't know. It also seems like a lot of real estate underneath there. With no clips, like a 4 or 5 rung long. Okay, well, let's see. Let's look up the ladder again. I'm also at the mercy of whatever brick, yeah, so it may be called something else, but this is all the ladders that Studio has. So what else could we do to make that look like that? There's also the 1x1 bricks mod. There's these. Could I do something with those? You can get a lot of these together. Nope. Come on, go away. But I think that these might run into the same issue as the other ones where you couldn't get them. Well, maybe. That's actually not bad. And it doesn't have to have 20 or whatever this has on it. 3, 8. I'm not going to put 8 on there, but 3 would be good. You mean the prison bar window, Glenn? Prison bar. Prison bar. Window bar. That one. Yeah. Yeah. So this may fall prey to the it's too close, but maybe not. Also, this music. What is going on with the music selection tonight? It's just not great. Alright, this might be weird. So let's see how far these go. Also, working underneath is not fun. Hey, this might work. And then I could do 4. Up that piece count, man. I like the idea that we're workshopping microfighters. Kind of cool. Well, that's pretty slick right there, I'll tell you what. I think that's the prevailing winner right there. Now we just have to be able to attach it somehow in here. So something can clip onto there. So for you new people, thank you for coming by. I realize that you came by kind of toward the end. I usually only go till about 9:30, but I might go until my lady friend gets home, and then I can just stop there because she's working late because it is Corporate Love Day. I hope everybody got their mandatory flower / chocolate for Corporate Love Day. I'm a big non-lover of this Love Day. All right, that's pretty tight. Now I just have to figure out, and always save. My fiance, not my lady friend, my fiance, or as they say in French, fiance. Okay, we're gonna move these guys over. As far as you'll go. Because something's going to have to go in there. Oh, no. Something's going to have to go in here and hold it up. And I don't know how that's going to happen yet. It's going to have to be some weird little trick on the back end here. Yeah, something's going to have to go in here and hold it to here. Whew, anyway. So what was Boone's stream about, Glenn? Did they talk about the show? Did they do any building? Did they do? Did they rate any sets? Or is it just sort of like, hey, recap of what happened on the latest episode of this show? Yeah, here's the downside now is I got to figure out how to. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Had to have a shower. Wow, that was quick. You were just here like 10 minutes ago. That's about how long I take a shower. I don't know why I said that was quick. Alright, so maybe I'll come back to doing how to figure out how to attach those, but man, I think I could... Oh, you know what I could do? No, there's no room. Nope. It was mostly talking between Holly and Boone, plus showing off Holly's build space and talking about getting more votes for her Coraline Ideas project. Nice. Plus mentioning a few other cool Lego builds out there on the net. Nice. I like when people mention other like mocks that are out there. That's always a good. There's always something beyond the brick and Brick Vault we're really good at doing is like here's our weekly look at like a bunch of cool things we found all over. And it's a great place to go to, you know, see some stuff you may not have seen, especially if you, because I don't go to Flickr hardly at all anymore, and I know a lot of people host on Flickr. Just because they switch their free thing to like, well, now you have to be on Pro or else you're going to lose like only everything but like 1,000 of your pictures, and it's like, well, I may not even have 1,000 pictures, but it's more of it's losing. You know, it was losing market share, and first it was DeviantArt, and then it was Google Photos, and then it was Instagram, and all these other things. So it's like, it's just a matter of time before they kind of go away for good. But anyway, Boone called me out like 4 times. Oh, that's great. I didn't realize you were such a big deal, or else I would have treated you nicer. I kid. I still wouldn't treat you very nice. I'm trying to see what I can attach this with. I mean, I could do something like... No. Is there one with 2? One by 2 studs. Thank goodness, wouldn't want my head to swell. I have a friend, and I don't want to name drop, so I won't say what his name is, but I have a friend that I went to college with. Oh, that would have been so nice. Yet was not to be. I went to college with this guy who is now, I've probably spoken of him a few times, and he's now a big shot Mr. Actorman in New York. I don't know what that voice was. I was trying to do Zoidberg and that was terrible. That's pretty good. He's this dude who he's been in a couple big things, and he was in a really big kind of made for HBO movie about Paterno, and he had a bit part in The Departed, and he's had some major shows not on Broadway or anything, but I mean he's had really kind of good reviews with some smaller kind of off-Broadway shows, and he's just constantly kind of working as an actor, and I think that's great. He used to work at Radio City as their like travel manager, but he's just, to me, he's just this dude I went to college with, and it's kind of funny to see him in this sort of world where everyone is like, you are amazing in this and you are amazing in that, and I honestly haven't seen anything that he's been in because I didn't see The Departed. I don't know, that's one of those where it's like, you haven't seen The Departed? I know, I get it, but I just still think of him as that dude who was doing like crappy musical theater stuff and touring group stuff, and it's just kind of like, really, dude? You're that guy? I think I will not do this. Alright. I am not liking whatever. Just a bad night for the music, man. I have to apologize to you guys for Pretzel, app.pretzel.rocks, because the music hasn't been like spot on tonight or anything. Let's make this a little more stable. Hey, speaking of... Hi. Not really. I said my special lady friend, and Glenn went lady friend. I'm like, or as the French say, fiance.
That's
So this is what we're doing tonight. So this is the ship, and this is what it's got so far.
Cool.
Yeah, not bad. It's got these little bombardier things underneath it. Hi.
Where's little one?
She's in her box. Crate. She's in her crate. I was gonna leave them out, but Allie was having a hard time.
Was she?
Like she was pacing and doing all kinds of stuff.
Aww.
I think Kaylee would have been fine.
Poor Allie.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, I'll put the DVD up and I'll let you know.
No, it's all right. I'm about. Glenn says hi.
Hi.
You'll always be at your worst to me. Is that what the name of the song is? Or is that one of the things that Glenn posted? I'll finally be able to meet the famous Glenn Copeland, says Ben Kahn. Aww. I bet there was a lot of people in this chat just being all over this dude. That's pretty cute. That's what I think of my actor friend. You'll always be at your worst to me. Well, not at his worst. I will say that he did some really good stuff when we were in college. He was Pontius Pilate when we did Jesus Christ Superstar. He was a handful of like nobles and stuff when we did a lot of Shakespeare. And he just, it's not that I always felt he was slumming it kind of thing back in the day, but I always will just kind of remember him as that dude who we did theater together, you know? It's just hard, because it's not like I'll know him as this guy who did this. Let's do something a little bigger. Let's do a 4x6. 4x6 is kind of an unheard of size for a microfighter, but I think in this... Yes, ma'am? Yes, I fed them. They are well and truly fed. So I have to keep in mind that this, it has to be really dead on. So the wing mounts are going to have to come under that plate. And I don't mind them being brackets, so let's get some... And I'll just reinforce them under there. I'm all about these brackets, man, but they are a lifesaver. So I'm going a little long. Oh, you know what would be better? Where's the mount? Is it actually like right behind this thing? I think it's a little... Ooh, this has got kind of a 9-inch nail feel going on. Weird and truly fed despite their protestations to the contrary. Well and truly fed despite their protestations to the contrary. Oh, yeah. They are well and truly fed. They are not hurting for meals. Oh, you know what? This would be a good time for dun, 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 these new guys. Just have to remember that now the wings will be, the studs won't be on the outside. Unless I brick build them, which I don't know yet. The wings will have to come in later. Yeah, look at how, see that it lines up? That's nice. And then I can reinforce, see that's a good look. That looks good. It's a good match. I think this is upside down. That's supposed to be on the top. I really wish I could figure out how to do that striping on the one side instead, but I just don't know how to do that unless there's a sticker. And then what we'll do is these engines kind of, see this one's different, and I don't know how the back looks here, but I like this one. So we can, so this is where this whole section starts. So I can put a greeble right there, this little bit kind of like right here, and then just really put kind of a almost nothing back end on this. Oh, in fact, I've got a great idea. Let's just do even better. 1 by 3 tile. Is that going to be far enough back? I think so. And then we'll do a 1 by 3 plate. It's not low enough. I think I'd want those to be the same. More brackets! That's pretty good. It's pretty centered, right? Sometimes I lose if lights are a little in my face. Yeah, that's pretty good. 1 by 1 square. Oh, I want 1 by 1 tile. 1 by 1 square. Sometimes I overthink things. Like the other day, Glenn knows this one. I work in such small stuff that I forget what I'm kind of doing, and I was like, well, I need a little thing right here, and it's just a 1 by 1 plate, but I'm like 1 by 1 jumper, because that's what I need. I need the top, and I'm like, that's a 1 by 1 plate. All right. So I think I'm gonna have to call it because it's late, but this is a good. Oh, I guess I could do. It doesn't have to be 3. I don't know why I did 3. This could be 3. Where'd that go? And I need to go to bed because I've got a big day tomorrow, and I'm very stressed about it because I'm doing a rollout of a new piece of software at my job, and I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm a little tweaked. I haven't been getting a whole lot of sleep because of it either, so. What's that side look like? But I have a 3-day weekend coming up in which I can do the work if everything goes poorly tomorrow. So I'm not really too bad in shape, but it has been some stress. And I haven't been sleeping well, and the dogs have been keeping both of us out. The dog and the cat. I will say 1 dog and 1 cat. What is that called? It's not this one, is it? Does it have a pin under it or something? Oh, that's actually pretty slick. Is there a 2x2 slope that looks like that? There is. Can I attach it? I cannot. Okay. That's why it's that one. It's got to remain centered. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed. So this is where we're leaving it, and I will... I'll work on it this weekend or tomorrow. Sunday, I may not be here, and if I am, I'll do it early. I have an engagement Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, and I don't think I'll be back before late on Sunday, so I may not be here Sunday night. I know normally it's Sundays and Thursdays at 8. This Sunday may be an exception. I may do it early, so keep an eye on Instagram, keep an eye on the channel because I'll post something about when it's going to come out. Keep an eye on Twitter and Facebook, and that'll be it. And I'll attach some wings. I think it's mostly pretty much done, but I got to figure out how those wings are going to attach. I really like the way this is working out. So thanks for everybody for coming. I really appreciate you coming by, and I'm going to put this guy right here so you can look at him while I'm talking. I'm going to take the stickers off this guy. So I will have, but the next time we build, I'll have this done, and then I'll also be working on my Razor Crest, my Microfighter Razor Crest. I should have the parts in by then, and I also ordered a set from Lego that I can work on whenever. So I'll have something to build while we're here, and maybe Beth will build with me. If not, we'll see. So thanks again for coming by, and it was good seeing everybody. Thanks for everybody in the chat, and we'll talk to you soon.